Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this video you will learn how to use transitions, how to use animations, basic, how to use morph, how to transition between shapes, and how to improve animations. So let's get started. So guys, I will just take you through the slide. This is the presentation, it's a sample slide. I will just take you through and show you how does it look without transitions, and then I will show you how does it look with transitions. So just continue to the slideshow. You will notice that these slides are changing too quickly, and well, that's true that I'm changing these slides, but the thing is the transition is too fast. But there is no transition, but I mean when changing from one slide to another, it's too fast. We want it to be rather slow and make it look more better. So now once you go, there's no animation, nothing emphasis, so you are just going to simply taking them through the slides, and it goes on and goes on, and simply one then comes a graph, and then it says thank you. So now we are going to go back, and now we are going to have a trick, and we are going to apply something, and let's see how does it works. Okay, so now this is the slide. Now one trick is select all of these, go to transitions, and simply apply morph. Now once you apply morph, you will have three different options. One is objects, one is for words, and one is for characters. So right now the morph speed is 2. I'm just going to decrease it to 1.75 or 1.5. It depends on you, but you can also make it to 2, and you can apply it to all. Now one thing which I'm going to show you in this one is I'm not going to use the click. I'm just going to say that the slides should change one after another, and I want to say that let the speed be 2 seconds. I will just take you through a slideshow, and you just notice how does it looks like. So let's get started. So now this is the first slide. After 2 seconds, it will change from this slide to the another slide automatically. Now see the shift from one slide to another without any effort. I didn't have to do anything. I just click on one morph transition, and it's doing all the other thing that it has to do to make it look more beautiful. What morph does, it tries to create connection between the previous slide and the next slide so that it can make it more entertaining and more easier for the audience to understand. So just try to connect the previous slide to the next slide and tries to make as smooth as possible as it can. So this is the way what morph does. It's try to build up a relationship between consecutive slides and try to make the slides more interactive in lesser time. So all you have to do is select all your slide and click on morph. So that's one way. Now there's another way if you want to do that. I'm just going to reduce the time for the morph. Definitely you are not going to use this one for the slides, because you are going to do that. You are going to use this on mouse click. Let me make this too. I mean this one. You're going to use on mouse click. That means when you want to change, you will change to the next slide, because this is the advanced slide section. Now let's say if we do push. Now what will happen if we apply this animation to all of the other animation? Let's see what it happens. I'll just decrease the time so that we can have a quick look and see how it looks like. Now this is the push slide. Now you can see how it happens. Now first of all, I'm just going to take you to the first slide. Now you can see how does it moves from one slide to another. This one also looks better, but it doesn't does much of the work. But if you do morph, it will do automatically and will make us more intelligently. It will divide the transitions more intelligently and will make a better presentation out of your simple presentation. So this is something about morph. Now one trick which I'm going to show you on some of the things is, for example, when you're using graphs, you can use simple animation. For example, this is the animation. When you go here, you can click on fade. So now when you click on fade, you can see there's a small one number here. And if you click on animation pane, you will see that this number appears over here. 1 goes to 1. Now if I, let's say, if I have an animation on this one, you will see the second number appears which says 2. So this one is 1 and this one is 2. So now the sequence is this one will come first and then this one comes. Let me show you how. So this one comes first and then this comes. Now if I want them to have a duration, if I want to have a delay between them, let me go to a slideshow and then it will be more easy to understand. Now you can see. Now let me just remove the transitions here on mouse click. It will going to make much easier for us to understand. Now okay, now let's have a look here. So this is a slide. Now when I click, you can see this one comes first and then this comes. Now the thing is that this one is applied on all. Let me just click on mouse and make it 0 and apply to all. Okay, now let's just go to the slideshow and see how it works. Now simply when you see that if I click on the mouse, then this one will come first, and then if I click again, then this one will come. Now the thing which I'm going to tell you is that this one is the first in sequence, then this one is second in sequence. Now if I want to have something which is called delay, that I want it to automatically appear after this one, but after 1 second. So what I'm going to say is, I'm going to say start after previous. So now it will start after the previous one, but with a small delay. So now if I said start after previous, that means this one will come first and then this one will come. But if I say delay it, that means it will be delayed 0.25 seconds. Now let's see how it works. So when I go into slide mode, I didn't click because I said when I click, then the first slide comes. Now notice that when I click, the first slide will come, and then after 2.25 seconds, the second one will come. Okay, this is one thing. Now let's just remove this part. Okay, now we are going to work on this part. So let's say we are going to say fade, and we are going to say effect options by series. That means they will come one by one. Let me just switch on auto preview option so that you can see how it works. Once you click on fade, you will see how it works. First slide comes, second and third. Now if you feel like this is too fast, what you can do is you can increase the speed over here to 1 second. Now you can preview again how it looks like. First this slide comes, then this one, and then the third one comes. Okay, so this is one way. Now let's see what is this. These are just shapes made by themselves. These are also shapes, you cannot do much about it. But how about this one? This is a graph again. Click on fade, increase the speed to 2, and then what you can do is click on effect options and say by element in the category. So now see what happens. So category 1 comes, this comes, rather this is too slow. So what are we going to do is we're going to make it by series. So once it starts, you can see the series starts to come. Series 1 comes, series 2 comes, and then the series 3 comes. Now if you feel like this is too slow, you can decrease the time from here and you can just play it automatically. So now you can see that when you do like that, it is rather a bit more faster and more smoother. Now, how about the line graph? As you can see over here, this is line graph. Now, if you click on fade, see what happens. You click on effect options, you say by series. Now, let's see what happens. It just comes one at a time. Now, let's say if we say by category. Is there any difference if it comes by category? Yes, there is. So you can do a lot of things by just simply using simple tools. So I just click on fade. I clicked on options, which is by category, by series, by object. So now you see that if I click on category, it will automatically come one by one. Now one thing which I can do is now, for example, this is like this. Okay, now this says it will come after the click. So the mouse shows this will come after the click. Let me show you in the full screen. Now this is the slide. Now you can see that these things should rather come afterwards when the graph starts to come, but they are already appearing here. I will show you how you can do that. Now once you click, the first line comes, then the second line comes, then third line, fourth line, fifth line, sixth, seventh point, eighth point, and it's finished. Now what you can do see is this happens when you click. We don't want that part. So now let's say if we click over here and if we click on this part, you will see that this is a section 2, a section 3 and section 4. Let's say now the thing is that this is a complete one part. Now if I say I'm going to say that, let's say I'm going to click on say let's appear it. So this point should appear. So let's say this part 12, this should appear, these two should appear after this point comes. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to figure out where this point comes and then we have to try it like that. So let's see how it works. So now this point is coming too early. That means we should move this point a bit low, round about to number 5. Now let's see again. Play 5. The first line comes, then second, then this point comes. That shows that this part is coming at number 5. So number 5, number 6, number 7. So this part should appear after 7. Now one way what you can do is just click appear and now this part comes. Now let's just drag it to number 7 and now just play it from here. So click on play from and now let's see what happens. So now I say 15 and then this part comes. Okay, I hope you are understanding this point. Now click on this one, say appear, and now we are going to move it to point number 11. Let's see how it works now. Point 11, then this comes, and then now the last part, which is this one. Click on appear and everything is set. Now let's just start from the beginning. Now this slide comes, the chart appears. Now I'm going to click once, you can see this one, then click twice, this one, number comes, this one. Now this happens something like this. Now there's one more thing what you can do is, you can say that click here after previous. So when this point will come, then this will come. Then you can do that similar to all the points after previous, similarly after previous, and you can simply do this one for after previous. Now one more thing what you can do is you can select all of them like this and say after previous. So it will automatically go after the first one. Similarly do for this one after previous and it will automatically come after this one. Now just as you can see that this mouse shows that when you will click, only then the chart will come. Let's say we say that with previous. That means when we are going to go in a slideshow, it will appear automatically. Now let's see what happens. I didn't do anything, it appeared automatically. Now you can see that with different points, it's appearing one by one. Now if you think that this is too fast, what you can do is, you can select all of them. You can say that duration is 01 is too little, you can increase to 0.50. And here you can see the slide bar, this shows the timeline. So this shows 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 6 and 8. Now if you go back, you can increase all of them again one by one. 0.75 second, this is too slow, so I'm just rather going to make it 50 seconds. So now let's see how it happens. The bar comes, the graph comes, the number comes, then this comes, appear one by one, and it shows how does it work. So guys, one last thing which I want to show is that how you can transition from one shape to another. So let's say this shape we have right now here, it's kind of a semicircle, or just say like a kind of a edge pipe. Or if you want this one to transition from this shape to another shape, let's say this rectangle. So now what we can do in order so that this shape transforms into another shape. Now let's see right now that this shape is currently transforming to the one at the bottom over here in the blue, but we want that this rectangle shape transforms into the edge shape that we showed in the second slide right over here. So now there's a trick to do that. What you can do is you can just simply go back to the first slide and I'm going to show you how you can transition or how you can morph from one shape to another. This can be really helpful too. So now go to select and select paint. Now as you can see that this object is selected and the reference to this object is picture 4. Now if I select the rectangle, you can see that rectangle is selected and it has a name. Now the trick is that you have to paste exclamation mark in the first, copy that name and make sure the object that you want to morph must have the same name. Now you can scroll down and you can see that this object is selected and this is the object which is referring to that particular shape. Now select all, paste the name over here and now you can see that these two shapes have the same name. Now when they have a same name and when they have a morph transition, they will morph from one shape to another very easily and very beautifully. Now see what happens. When I go in a slideshow, this rectangle is going to transform into that edge shape which I just showed you in a simple example. So that's how you can do it in a really easy and simple way. Let's just review it one more time, and I just told you the basic of transitions, and now let's just say we are going to apply that same thing which is transitions, and after let's say 1 second I'm just going to show you how it looks like with animations and how did it look like without animations. So I hope you guys liked this video and you understood how to do simple things in really easy and most easiest way and less time. You just have to click one thing which is morph and everything is going to be done by the software itself. You don't have to do much about it. Now one thing which is left is, which I didn't do, is I'm going to click over here again. I'm going to click on push, click on morph rather than push animation. It will be a bit different and you will notice that how does it looks like. So now the first slide comes, 1 second, it transitions to another one. Similarly, it will transition to another one. Then comes the graph, one by one, category wise. The bar graph comes, then transition to another one because the slide's title was same. Then the remaining contents are changed. Then it moves towards another part which is the flow chart. Then comes to the other slide. Then the graph comes category by category. This helps when you are emphasizing on some important points, so you can use this kind of animation technique. And then comes the graph in which we had worked a bit more, but I hope you guys understand how does the timeline works. You just have to place and you have to understand how does the timeline works, and you can easily see how smoothly you can move from one part to another by just observing something which is on the bottom of the slide which shows the seconds. So now you see that this is in seconds. If you say zoom out, you will see that this becomes more smaller and this timeline becomes more bigger, so that you can easily see what's happening. You can also increase or decrease the size from here just for a better understanding. So guys, I hope you understand what we did today, and I hope you like this video. If you have any confusion, if you have any concerns, please leave your comments down below, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.